Hello coin collectors and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we're going to take a look at a issue that's been going around in some of the mint sets. And it's an issue that may not affect you much, but it might. So let's just take a look at it. This is a mint set, and as you can see it's a mint set from 2003. And it says right here in the center, silver proof set. Now silver proof set means that the half dollar and the dime and the quarters are silver. And of course in 2003 the quarters were the state quarters. So there's 5 state quarters. These are all silver. And then there's a half dollar and a dime that are silver. Now a coin collector that I had some dealings with owed me a couple coins, and so he sent me a silver proof set from 2003. And he said, and I said, no, that's way too expensive. And he says, well, wait till you see it, and you'll see that it isn't really too expensive. And I want to show you what had happened. And it's not necessarily with this set here, but it's with, I'll show you the coin that came from the set he sent me. All right, so one of the things you do is you get these silver proof sets, and they're supposed to be sealed. It turns out that you can just kind of manipulate these a little bit and actually open them up, and there'd be very little to show that it had been opened up when it's sealed. So let me see if I can just right in front of you right now, manipulate this one a little bit and get it open, and see if I can get it open without, okay. So what I do is if I can get my fingernails into it, I can run them along the outside. And so this mint set, which is a sealed mint set, can be opened, and opened relatively easily, and opened in a way that it's hard to tell unless you get it home and try to open it yourself whether it's ever been opened before. And what many people do is they buy these and they keep them in the box. And so this one here is set in cardboard. And what happened was I opened up his mint set, and he had crossed out the U.S. Mint set silver proof in the center. And I'm going, why did he do that? He must have been sending me a message. And it turns out that he was. So here's what happens. You can kind of punch out these coins, and you can get them back in. And so one of the first things you say is, well, it's a proof coin. And you can tell by looking at this that it's a proof coin. You can see how they have done the background different than the head. This is a different, they've essentially shined this differently, and this is a much nicer shine than any other coin you're going to get. However, I want to show you the one he sent me, and that's this one right here below. I'm actually going to pick this one up because I'm not quite as interested in whether I touch it or not. And this is the other one, the one that he sent me. And if you look at it, you'll see that it is eerily similar. In fact, it's the same coin, and it has the same proof finish and the same look to it. And this one over on the left looks a little shinier just because we have the coins. But if I reverse them, you'll see that this one, these are equally shiny here. So I don't know that you'd know if I was shuffling these around which one is which. However, once you tip it up, you'll see that there's a significant difference. And you'll see that this, in fact, is a proof coin, but it's not the silver proof set. This is the one that has the copper nickel in it. And so this coin here, in proof condition, is worth about $5. This coin here, if we tip it up, we'll see that it, in fact, is a silver coin. This coin, just in silver value alone, is worth about $6.50. And if we tip it over in the back, again, you look at them both. I dare you to tell me what the difference is between the two of them by looking at them, because I don't believe that you can. I certainly can't. And maybe if somebody that deals with a lot of silver could. But these two coins look exactly the same unless you can get them up on edge. Now remember, when I pulled it out of this form, you couldn't see the edge. So when you tip these forms up, you can't see the edge of the coin, and you can't tell whether it's a silver coin or not. So what somebody had done was sell this to the dealer, And then the dealer, when he popped it open, tipped it up on edge and said, hey, wait a second, that's got copper in it. And you can see the copper very clearly here. So this coin is worth probably about half of this coin. This coin lists in the Coin Digest at about $13.50 for the silver and about $5 for the copper nickel. And so if you get in a situation where you get them both, what would happen if you got them and you couldn't? Well, one of the things you can do is actually weigh them in this package, because the silver dime and the silver $half weigh more. If you can get this packaging and weigh it, you could tell. And how could you tell? Well, let me show you on a scale. And so we'll have to talk about scale. We'll have to downscale this a little bit. I'll turn this on, and first I'll put on the copper nickel one. And the copper nickel one, you'll see, weighs about 11.14 grams. So we'll take that one off, and we'll put on the silver one. And the silver one, you'll see, weighs, what's that? 12.71 grams. So the silver weighs a gram more. So if you weigh it in the packaging, you might be able to tell that you have a difference in weight. So once again, there's a copper nickel, 11.13, and the silver, which weighs 12.72. So 1.6 grams more. So that's another way you could tell. But really, once you get out of the packaging, you can tell just by looking at it and tipping it up, right? And that's a silver one. And then you tip this one up and you know this is the one with the copper in it. So if you had it in this form right here, or even inside the plastic packaging, you could weigh it. And if you had a good one that you knew was silver, the one that was silver would weigh about 1.6 grams more, even in the plastic, than the one that wasn't silver. So if somebody has taken a copper nickel one and stuck it in your set, which you can do relatively easily, you can always tell simply by weighing the set. Now, could they have put some kind of weight or something else in? I suppose they could have. But realistically, you can probably tell just by weighing the set. And there we go. I put it back in. It's a little offset. But you see, some of them are always a little offset, so you can't really tell by that. The other thing that you can do here is when I hold it up, see, now you can't see any edge at all. And so there's no way for you to tell whether it's silver or the copper nickel, because they're both proof coins. They both have the same look. And you have to be incredibly more skilled than most of us are in defining coins to tell the difference between the silver one and the copper nickel one. And watch this. I'm just going to put this back on. And I'm going to lock it up. And it's going to look like it was never opened. Now, if you do it badly, then what happens is you break these little tabs off. And if you break the tab off, you can tell that it's been opened. But on this one, it's very hard to see that this has ever been opened. So if you buy these, buy them from somebody reputable. So somebody said, well, okay, what good does it do? Because you've got to have this thing in order to put a fake one in it. Well, you don't. It turns out that you can buy this without any coins in it on the internet for a couple bucks, and it'll say U.S. Mint Silver Proof on it. So you can buy the case that this is in and put your own coins in it, and which is another way that people can try to cheat you. So be careful. If you're going to get one of these coins, always weigh them. Find out what the weight with this real silver one is it, and then find out one without this, with the copper nickel, and weigh them both, and then you'll be able to test your own coins without actually taking them out of the hard plastic wrapper. All right, that's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and put any comments you might have in the comments section.